Hey people, this is Amazon Jude coming to you from Casper, Wyoming, in the war room in my little house out in the hills. We need to remember a lot of this that's going on right now. Trump really didn't have any alternative but to sign that bill, but we got really good military spending on that, and that is very, very important because these guys basically just funded their own tribunal because in 2019, a lot of these boys that are like Clapper and part of the military and part of the FBI were going to be brought up on treason charges or something along those lines. I'm almost sure of it. That's why the military was so important for the spending. And, you know, if you're on the Trump train, you got to stay on the Trump train. You know, we're going to have good days. We're going to have bad days. We're going to have wins. We're going to have losses. But, you know, the fact is we need to stand together and stand as one. The gun control nuts are out today. We knew that. They're all over the place. You know, and Hitler used the youth, too, to take guns from the Jews back in the Holocaust. And that's exactly what the Democrats are doing now, is they're trying to use the youth to influence our votes on gun legislation. Well, I'm not giving up my guns. I don't know about you, but they can go fuck themselves. We've got Bolton on board now for Secretary of State. And or is it Secretary of State or advisor? Okay. Either way, Bolton is a tough guy, and we need to go into these talks with a full military and a full advisory board on how to deal with Kim Jong-un, how to deal with Russia, how to deal with China, and get this shit taken care of. Because, you know, I don't know if you know this or not, but there's never been a president where they didn't have a war. And Trump doesn't want a war. He wants to make things right. And we need to help him do that. So when November rolls around and all these Democrats are out there kissing your ass, telling you how great they're going to be and what they're going to do to Trump, and, you know, how bad the Republicans have been. Well, you know, there's only so many of the Republicans that have been good. And there's a lot of bad ones, but we can't vote the big guys out until next year, next voting block, because there's only 7 Republicans up on Congress and 235 or 200 and something seats in the House of Representatives. We could change some of those out. And by my count, it seems to be about 100 of them that are just absolutely fucking useless. We need to also make sure that we don't stop supporting breaking up the teachers union. That's a big Democrat slush fund, and there's a deal going on right now in the Supreme Court about teachers being forced to give union dues that are in turn diverted to the Democrat Party. And that needs to stop. And Mitch needs to get up off his ass and change that 60-vote filibuster. I'm thinking he's going to wait till after, when everybody is, because there's going to be a lot of seats changing hands in this election. So we'll see how many we end up with. But I'm hoping he'll take Trump's advice and, after the midterms, make it a 51 vote. We need to get rid of a lot of these liberal Democrats, and we need to get rid of the rhinos. And I think we have a pretty good idea who the rhinos are. That's like John McCain, Corker, Flake, Burr. God, there's at least 10 of them I can think of off the top of my head. And everything that's been going on all leads back to Obama's door on spying and weaponizing the CIA and the DOJ and little Lindsey Graham and his little butt buddy John McCain. Both those fuckers need to be gone. And I don't know how else to say it, but I'm not. Oh yeah, this is good. John Biden's son gets caught up in a $1.5 billion deal with the Chinese government. That's what's going on. That's why these guys covet these seats that are on like committees and shit like that, because then they have a chance to make millions of dollars. That's how Pelosi got rich. That's how Biden got rich. That's how Sanders got rich. And then Creepy Joe thinks he's going to run for office in 2020. Fuck, he couldn't run for dog catcher and get my vote. You know, and again, if the FBI and the DOJ and all those guys have been weaponized against the American people, can you imagine what this is going to do? All those cases those guys convicted people on can be overturned because of the corruption that was involved with these agencies. And I know that's why they slid through that 702 program so fast, and got the funding for that. But at any rate, it's time to rein in the spending and get our shit together, because 2018 is going to be important, and in 2022 2020 we can get rid of the rest of the fucking rhinos, either by age or by death. So stand tall, Americans, and fight for what's right. Don't bag ass on Trump when he needs you the most. He needs your votes in November for good, solid, constitutional Republican men and women.